Welcome to a special documentary on human trafficking. I'm Stella Daskalakis, and I'm standing on the Montana-North Dakota border, home of the Bakken. And they are letting people in a little at a time. The line, it winds all the way up to Rimrock Auto Arena. It appears that the search for 12-year-old Tava Hawkins has come to a close. We are joined here with Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder. Right now, I'm going to just step out of the way here a little bit so you can see firefighters and their efforts. They've gotten some of that fire put out. For the first time in Billings history, calls for emergency service exceeded 70,000, and that's a record. And this time around, it was a pretty big deal. The Speaker of the House stops in Billings, Montana to endorse Congressman Ryan Zinke. Good evening, I'm Stella Daskalakis, coming to you live from Relay for Life of Yellowstone County. Greg has the evening off. Amy Leet is in the studio with today's headlines. You know, thousands of people come together here every year to support and celebrate survivors. What's important about the job of referee? What goes into that job?
Yeah, everybody should know that we don't just show up 2 minutes before the game.
So we're very excited about this next step.
We cannot wait to see it take shape. Now, we asked our viewers to send in questions for you to answer tonight. We had a couple of people ask about the new baby animals. Jace and Linda would like to know what will happen to the babies. Do they stay here or go to the other zoos?
That's a great question.
Yes, I am standing next to rock royalty, Darlene Love. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's my pleasure.
You have been singing for a very long time. What is the secret to your success?
Keep on. Never give up.
Well, and take a look at these wonderful looking people. I've been in line since 3:30. There's a gentleman at the front of the line right there with a red cap on. He's been here since 1 o'clock. Now these creatures here, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got stormtroopers, we've got Chewbacca, and I know I haven't talked about all of them, but let's go over here to Obi-Wan. Tell us what you look forward to this evening.
Well, I'm quite confident that this is going to be one of the greatest nights of my adult life.
The body of 12-year-old Tava Hawkins was found in the canal in Warden today, about 6 miles from where she went missing on Saturday. It was an emotional moment between the grieving father of 12-year-old Tava Hawkins and Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder. Since Tava's disappearance in a Huntley Project Irrigation District canal, the search for her was taking place by land, by air, by water, and with the help of the canine unit.
We had people from Laurel to almost Custer out there.
Pretty tragic, you know, everybody came together. Anybody that could find time went and did what they could.
Authorities, emergency responders, and volunteers were devoted to finding Tava since her disappearance while swimming with friends. The water in the canal was starting to be lowered, and about 1:45 in the afternoon, right here, is when someone spotted a body.
The victim was in the middle of the canal and hung up on a structure there, and we didn't want to take a chance of not being able to affect the recovery, so we brought in all of our professional water personnel, and they did a fantastic job. Everything worked very well, and they were able to recover her.
Grief and gratitude are being expressed by people in several communities as a nearly week-long frantic search nears closure.
We've already asked for dental records and that type of stuff so that we can positively identify her. But I guess I can tell you the clothing matched, and so we're confident this is our person.
Tava's father, Robert Nelson, too grief-stricken to publicly respond, tells Color 8 the family appreciates everyone's efforts to find their Tava.
The grandfather was very thankful, very emotional. When he got like that, I got like that, and so you know, I'm sure they're just happy.
Just that she was found, you know, I hope that it gives some bit of consolation to the family.
Sheriff Linder says so many people took part in this effort. Even the railroad stopped the trains yesterday and today to help in the search. Families send their children to school hoping they learn and grow. They know there will be growing pains and bumps along the way, but debilitating roadblocks like bullying can alter that course.
I really don't know why he did this.
What did he do?
Well, first off, it started shoving, poking me with pencils.
Did you say anything to him? Did you provoke him?
No. At that time, I just felt helpless and useless.
Shyla McDonald says she was bullied for months by a classmate, someone she knew, along with shoving, hitting, kicking, and leaving Shyla with a bloody nose. Her mother, Terry McDonald, says Shyla got a letter from the bully.
I know who you are, and you should die today. You're mean and cracked face, and you smell.
Shyla's brother Declan says he was bullied from 1st through 6th grade.
I have been called fat, I've been called whale. I've been made fun of my last name, and they're kids at school that really I don't even know. They don't even know who I am. They just pick on me.
Declan says he didn't do anything about it because he felt he couldn't. The bullies wouldn't stop.
In 4th grade, I was pulled out because it has gotten so bad that I didn't want to go to school.
Although the bullying has stopped now that Declan is older, his mom says damage has been done.
I have watched my children, these beautiful children with happy hearts and tender, sensitive souls. I have watched them feel destroyed. I have watched them cry.
Have either one of you or your children been victims of this bullying?
My oldest daughter did want to commit suicide. She was being told every day that she should go kill herself and that nobody would care. And they would Snapchat it to her, and they would Snapchat it to all of the friends, and all of her friends would laugh.
My son was bullied from 3rd through 6th grade. He's in 8th grade now. He never came to me about it until this year.
Is there a problem with bullying in the Laurel School District?
Yes, there is a problem in the Laurel School District.
Carrie Carlin says her kids have not been bullied, but she calls the situation an accumulating, ongoing challenge. She says the issue recently peaked after a middle schooler who allegedly was bullied took his own life.
We'd like an anti-bullying policy. Nothing has been addressed, nothing has been brought up, and we'd like to know why there's not anything being done.
The Laurel School Board is aware of the bullying problem. Board members will be meeting with families at the end of the month. The families say they want to take a positive approach to solve the problem, and they want to do it as a team with the school board and the district. Some middle schoolers already are taking that positive approach through an organized support system.
Having an after-school club for just people that need to express their feelings, feel like they have like a safe environment, group of people to feel comfortable around, and just know that someone's there.
Along with the idea for an after-school club, a web page called Stop Bullying Laurel, Montana Community has been created.
I thought if I created a group, we could get everybody together and discuss our stories, support each other, and this is how we've created a group of parents who want to drive some positive change, and we want to work with the school board.
The families say through teamwork, everyone can move forward.
I think that the school board will ultimately step up and listen to us and all of our plans and meet us somewhere in the middle.
The families say there is no alternative.
If I'm gonna keep wondering why he bullies me, then I'm just gonna have to let this go.
There's so many things that could be done not to stop bullying. I don't believe that that is something that will ever be fully eliminated. But things can change and things can be made better.
Life is too short, and kids don't need to be negative or mean, and everybody's valuable and important, and allowing kids to treat others this way, it's not acceptable.
Rebecca Begay, a human trafficking survivor, finishes the short version of her story and tells us her plans for the future.
They raped me, they beat me, they cut me, and left me for dead. And that one thing inside me said, get up.
That's the voice Rebecca Begay says she started hearing as a young girl of 15, when she was repeatedly being sold to men for sex. She says 2 other things emerged as her saving grace from abuse, teenage homelessness, human trafficking, and drug use to dull the pain.
He's an amazing man. I love my stepdad. He's been a huge part of my life in the sense of since the moment I was arrested and then got in trouble, he came and rescued me. Job Corps is where I went.
But it took a few tries within Job Corps before Rebecca started to heal.
I had a step back in Job Corps that happened. I went to a party and woke up and a guy was raping me. So I took the wrath out on him and busted out his eye. I took his eyeball and squished it and pulled it out.
And then one day, Rebecca met her man in shining armor through Job Corps. He was a student too.
I met a man, and that would be my husband. So he became the light of my world. He was like this, I always called him my knight in shining armor because he literally warded off everything.
Rebecca told him everything, and he still didn't run. Their journey hasn't been an easy one, then or now.
I didn't start healing until 5 years ago. It was when I was 26. And I met my husband when I was 16, 17.
She is trying to help others heal through an organization she is starting in Yellowstone County called Awakening Hope.
I want to bring the victim out of that, out of human trafficking, be able to take them, teach them the ropes of how to live in this world, get them in the nutrition area, help them in finding them a home, and teach them how to live.
She has a special message to pass along, too.
There is a way to get out, and there is hope behind your story. And even if they are, or if you are, a survivor that is having a hard time, tell your story.
Rebecca says a handful of organizations are teaming up with her for her new organization called Awakening Hope. She's also met with city leaders, and she's putting together that group from the ground up to help the victims of human trafficking. And one more thing, she has been clean and sober for 5 years and has such amazing hope for the future. Greg?
Well, Stella, given everything she's gone through, she sure seems like a strong woman. What was it like talking to her?
You know, it was amazing when I was interviewing her, Greg, because I was so emotional. I found myself getting so emotional. And as a mother of a daughter, I kept thinking, how in the world did a 15-year-old get through some of the things that she has done? And she looked into that camera. Every question I asked with such poise and now such willingness to help other victims of human trafficking. And I have great hope for her. And we thank her very much for sharing her story. Back to you.